Olá, pessoal! Tudo bem? Sejam muito bem-vindos e bem-vindas ao canal Inglês de Verdade. No desafio de hoje, você vai ouvir um pequeno podcast em inglês e depois responder as 5 perguntas para testar sua compreensão. É uma forma prática e divertida de treinar seu listening, aprender novas palavras e expandir seu vocabulário de maneira natural. Se preferir, você também pode ativar a legenda em inglês disponível no vídeo. Agora, prepare seus ouvidos, preste bastante atenção e vamos começar.
Imagine handing a construction crew a blank check and giving them one single rule, like never stop building. If the hammers stop, I die.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is a wild rule.
Right. Well, welcome to this deep dive. Today we are looking at exactly that. Our mission is to figure out why a massive mansion in Northern California was built, 24 hours a day for 38 straight years.
It is just such a crazy story.
It really is. We want to explore if the driving force here was supernatural fear or maybe something deeply human.
Well, to understand that, we have to talk about Sarah Winchester. She was the one paying for all this, using this massive fortune from the famous Winchester Rifle Company.
Right, the rifles.
Exactly. But that huge wealth came with terrible sadness. She actually lost her husband and her only daughter.
Oh, that is so sad.
It really is. And it left her feeling very vulnerable. So she went to see a medium, and this medium gave her a really terrifying prophecy.
Wait, what did the medium say?
Well, she told Sarah that the ghosts of everyone killed by Winchester rifles were hunting her. Yeah, and the only cure to escape this curse was to build a house for these spirits. But there was one huge catch. The house could never, ever be finished.
I mean, that is just wild. It honestly reminds me of a video game.
A video game? How so?
Like those endless runner games where the screen is just constantly collapsing behind you. You have to keep moving to survive.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Like if you stop building, the ghosts just catch you.
That is a perfect way to look at it. And because of that frantic need to just keep building, the design of the house became totally weird and confusing.
Weird how? Like, what are we talking about?
I mean, we are talking about doors that open into completely empty space on the second floor.
Wait, really? That is super dangerous.
Very. And there are windows installed on inside walls and stairs that just go straight up and hit the ceiling.
That makes no sense.
None at all. She also had this really intense obsession with the number 13.
Oh, like the unlucky number.
Yep. If you walk through the house, you will see windows with exactly 13 panes of glass. There are chandeliers with 13 lights, and even sets of stairs with exactly 13 steps.
That is so specific.
It is. She even had a special seance room. Legend says she went in there every night to talk to spirits just to get her building instructions for the next day.
Okay, but let me ask you a logical question here.
Sure, go for it.
Could it be that she just really loved architecture? Like, maybe she was simply a very wealthy woman who liked to change her mind a lot and she was just trying to confuse ghosts?
Historians actually debate that exact point all the time.
Really? So it might not be ghosts.
Right. Think about it. When you run a construction site 200/7 for decades, and you have no actual blueprints, you get weird results.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So a staircase hitting a ceiling might not be some deliberate ghost trap. It is much more likely that she planned a second floor, changed her mind, and just abandoned the stairs halfway through.
Ah, so without plans, her mistakes just became permanent.
Exactly. I mean, a house designed to trap angry ghosts is a much more thrilling story for visitors, right? But the reality might just be an amateur designer making impulsive changes.
That is fascinating.
Yeah.
But eventually this endless building hit a literal brick wall, right?
Yes, it did. Nature finally stepped in. In 1906, a massive earthquake struck California.
Oh, the famous San Francisco earthquake.
That is the one. It severely damaged the mansion. But Sarah did not just see it as a natural disaster.
How did she see it?
She thought it was a strict warning from the spirits, like they were mad she was spending too much time working on the front of the house.
Wow. So what did she do?
She abruptly sealed off those damaged sections. She just locked the doors and left all the early 1900s furniture trapped inside.
So they're just frozen in time.
Completely, exactly as the earthquake left them. And that is what makes modern tours there so incredibly eerie.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Visitors walking through those spaces today report hearing phantom footsteps, seeing doors close on their own, and feeling sudden cold spots.
Even though science has never actually found any real proof of ghosts there.
Right, no proof at all. But it proves how a gripping story can completely change how we feel inside a physical space. The mansion is just this perfect mix of strange architecture, personal tragedy, and powerful folklore.
It really is. And, it leaves you with the lingering thought.
Oh, yeah. What is that?
Well, we talked earlier about how she felt she had to keep building to survive the game.
Yeah.
So, whether you believe in the paranormal or not, is it possible that the ghosts Sarah Winchester was running from were not supernatural spirits at all?
What do you think they were?
Maybe they were simply her own deep grief and guilt. And, the only way she knew how to survive that sadness was to never let the hammer stop.
E aí, como foi o seu desempenho? Quantas perguntas você acertou? Deixe sua pontuação nos comentários. Se você aprendeu algo novo hoje, não se esqueça de curtir o vídeo, se inscrever no canal e ativar o sininho para não perder os próximos desafios de listening. Obrigada por assistir e continue praticando inglês todos os dias. Nos vemos no próximo vídeo. Até mais!
E se você assistiu até aqui e quer aprender inglês sem gastar um centavo durante todo o processo de aprendizagem, com acesso a ferramentas, atalhos e mentoria que vai fazer com que você absorva o inglês de forma rápida e natural, eu te convido a conhecer o método dos 9 passos para a fluência, onde você vai conhecer a forma correta de aprender o inglês.
Good. Now we can go in the water.
Com acesso a ferramentas que irão te auxiliar nesse aprendizado. E o melhor, todas encontradas de forma gratuita. E entre essas ferramentas, uma você usará para manter contato com nativos do inglês para que sua prática de conversação seja mais eficaz. Porque nada melhor do que absorver o inglês diretamente da fonte. E quando eu digo que essas ferramentas são gratuitas, eu não quero dizer que apenas o primeiro mês será grátis, como degustação. E que se você quiser continuar usando, você terá que pagar. Todas as ferramentas que serão apresentadas a você nesse método são gratuitas para o resto da vida, até quando você quiser usar. Esse método é perfeito para você que não tem ideia de como e por onde começar e para você que já tem um conhecimento em inglês, mas ainda não conquistou a fluência. Nele você será apresentado a atalhos que vão acelerar seu aprendizado que estudantes que estão começando não fazem ideia que existem. 99% das pessoas que colocarem esse método em prática, seguindo passo a passo, conseguirão realizar seu sonho de se tornar fluente em inglês. Então, se você acha que finalmente chegou a hora de realizar seu sonho e dominar de vez o inglês, clique no primeiro link da descrição, que eu tenho certeza que você não vai se arrepender.